So, starting at around 6 p.m., Mom and I picked up one of her friends, and then we went to the Willow Inn, although in this case, Mom ended up taking the scenic route or the back roads to get to the Willow Inn. So we got there more around 6:30 p.m. And we stayed there for a handful of hours. All the while, I sang a total of 5 karaoke songs. In particular, I sang Yellow by Coldplay, then Clocks by Coldplay. Then I sang Jump in the Line by Harry Belafonte. Then I sang Suddenly Seymour by Ashman Howard, one of my staples. The regular songs I sing at karaoke night. And then lastly, I sang Purple Rain by Prince because Mom requested I sing that one. For some reason, right before she requested it, I thought when she said, "Guess what song I want you to sing," I thought of that song in particular, even though in the past she's also requested Still Loving You by the Scorpions. All of the songs I sung tonight are songs I've sung in the past, but I'm pretty sure I will always make an effort to put in Suddenly Seymour by Ashman Howard somewhere in a night of me singing karaoke. As for the beverages, throughout the whole night, I tried mixing orange juice into something called sour apple schnapps, since I happened to see they had that on their full bar. Sour apple schnapps. Along with the usual regulars for each karaoke night, which generally consists of mid-aged men and women. There also ended up being, I'm thinking by the time I got to my third song, a group of college-aged men and women. Yeah, I had the orange juice plus sour apple schnapps combination 2 times in total, between 2 cups of iced water. And all of these beverages were in plastic glasses or cups in total. Around the time of my first or second song, I ordered some chicken wings from the bar with the hot sauce to coat them. This is what's left of a double order of, I believe, chicken tenders and fries. That Mom had me place around 10 p.m. It came with ranch and honey mustard. But when we got home with Mom's friend, while waiting for her Uber, we sat around here making some conversation. And we all initially ate some of this, using up all the honey mustard for dipping. My contribution toward that was a little on the light side because I wanted to save it for this video. Though I did have at least one chicken tender. It took me a good deal of thinking to ultimately decide what I wanted to do for my next styrofoam drawing. And I've ultimately settled on doing a dark-skinned male with a polo shirt depicting a beach landscape. And then maybe I'll do some shorts and sandals. At the very least, that's the idea I have in mind. And the hours prior to Mom and I going to the Willow Inn, I basically went into Vion Studio, and during the afternoon hours primarily, made my design for my business cards by first taking a picture of the back of my signed styrofoam drawing, uploading it to my drive, downloading it, cropping it in Lunapic, and then uploading it to Vion Studio. I did the same with a bunch of styrofoam drawings that I already had saved under a master file on my computer. Crop them all on Lunapic to show as little of the background besides show as little besides the actual styrofoam drawing as possible. In a sort of way, using entirely the simple crop tool for this purpose. I put all of those examples of styrofoam drawings I've done in the past. I did them all on the back of the business card where my email address and phone number is written, because the front has a whole bunch of drawings on the front already. A whole bunch of different random drawings that in a way are sort of meant to show what I can draw using Sharpie markers on styrofoam. Just a single color, so they don't detract too much from the Tyler Foam sign. I had to crop a bit of the actual styrofoam drawing out, both on the front and back of that signed styrofoam drawing in order to avoid getting any of the background in it. So it's not the entirety of that whole styrofoam drawing, but in exchange, the front and back are just of that styrofoam drawing. There isn't a corner in which you can see a bit of the background, which in a sort of way probably would have looked unprofessional. That way, my business cards will hopefully look as professional as can be, with them being based off styrofoam textured drawings. It was somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. When Mom suggested I look at the online website of Staples in order to look into as to whether or not they offer double-sided printing for business cards, and it turns out they do, at only a little extra cost compared to single-sided business cards, but it's well worth it. Their business cards are double the thickness of other business cards. I think it's a same-day print option. And it's relatively easy to do so. Relatively easy to design business cards on their site, although given the inherent nature of the design I have in mind for my business cards, I'm going to have to put everything on, have everything fill the entirety of the bleed area, since if I leave it within the safe area, there's a good chance there'll be unwanted white borders. That was the case with Beyond Studio in regards to my cropped Lunapic images of the back and front of my signed styrofoam drawing. I also remember the website saying something about an eggshell finish. They charge roughly $22 for 250 business cards, and only around $2 more for 500, based off the information I've seen on their own website. At one point, while I was waiting for my order of chicken wings with hot sauce, Mom's friend gave me some of her order of chicken tenders, and then some of, I believe, her country sweet dipping sauce. I think at the time it turned out she wasn't very hungry, or something to that effect. I think she may have also given one of those chicken tenders to Mom as well. Yeah, they didn't have the big beefy tonight at the Willow Inn. Figured getting this was a nice way to get something low carb. Tonight's trip to the Willow Inn represents the first time I brought my marker satchel over there in order to work on a styrofoam drawing. Though in this case, I only ended up using one black fine tipped Sharpie marker. Also, at some point during the afternoon, I think it may have been from 3 to 4 p.m., I walked to Wegmans to return some container deposits, and I got back $1.25. Though, what matters more is that I got in some exercise today. Though, my left ankle ended up being a bit sore when I got back for a little bit, but it's fine now. The pads of my feet were a little sore for a considerably longer period of time, including when I got back from the Willow Inn, but everything's fine now. It was a pretty muggy or humid summer day. Regardless, it was still enjoyable since it was sunny.